of a type nga clarification nga type nga klase ba or a question and answer portion wherein you get to understand more of the topic. So the very reason nga nung nag-pre-record ko daan is number one, para i-discuss na to ay assuming na nibasa na tanan, and then might be better or might be more might be more kanang effective compared to kanang everyday ta mag-meet niya from scratch. Okay, so question lang, nibasa mo tanan or did you watch the recording on the module 4? Yes or no? Hello? Klaro ra ko, class?
Yes, sir. Klaro ra.
Hello? So, una, nibasa mo sa recording. And also, kindly comment your name and your ID number for your attendance, so that I can manually check. So, for those who were able to come in first, kumana ko check sa inyong roll call attendance for the day. So, to start off lang, we will be having a question and answer portion on the topic which is module 4 or depreciation method. So on this live Q&A, we will be having more clarification discussion on the 7 types of depreciation methods. So basically, module 4 covers the 7 types of depreciation methods. Number 1 is the straight line method. Number 2 is the declining balance method. Number 3 is the double declining balance method. Number 4, SYD or sum of the year's digits. And number 5 is the service output method. Also, we have 2 supplementary topics. Number 1 is the Matheson na formula equation, and number 2 is the sinking fund method. So to start off with our discussion, we will be having the first 5 depreciation methods na discussion. No? So number 1, straight line method. So what is basically straight line method? So on the assumption, Raymond, wait a while. So can you see my presentation on this straight line method?
Yes, sir.
So for straight line method lang, the very main assumption is that you have the same depreciation value all throughout each year. Okay? That is wherein you have your depreciable value divided by the service life or the end. So mao na inyong pangitaon when it comes to the straight line method. But for straight line method, ang ato ang what was kanang based on my pre-recorded video, I was not able to point out what is DM, no, or the accumulated depreciation. So when we say accumulated depreciation, actually it refers to only the summary of all the depreciation or the sum of all of the depreciation on a yearly basis, no. So say for example, your accumulated depreciation on year 0 is 0, and on year 1 that is 1/6. Okay? And then on year 2, your accumulated depreciation is the depreciation from year 1 plus the year 2, which is 3,200. Succeedingly, that will be 4,800. This is 6,400. And lastly, this is 8,000. So on your problems or on your activities, ang mga pangitaon usually was your depreciation on a yearly basis. Number 2 is your accumulated depreciation. And number 3 is the book value of the asset on a year-to-year basis. Okay? Do you have any clarification or question with regards to straight line method? Anyone? Wala ray pangutana with regards to straight line method.
Wala rin, sir.
So without any question, I'll be proceeding to the declining balance method. So what differs kung mayon tag declining balance method and DDB? So usually for the double declining balance or DDB, that is referred to as 200% ang imuhang multiplier. And then for declining balance method, when you are provided a multiplier gani, that would mean a declining balance method using an alpha. Clear? But if the problem tells you what is the declining balance method walay gihatag na multiplier, that refers to the Matheson na equation. Clear? Yes or no? So if
Yes.
dili wala gihatag sa problem ang multiplier or alpha o nya declining balance method ang gipangutana, that refers to the Matheson na formula ha, or Matheson equation or method in solving the declining balance method. Not unless stated ang imong multiplier, you'll have to choose the alpha. Yep. So, what happens when you are using a declining balance method? No? For a declining balance method, usually at the end part of your depreciation, mag-adjust ka. Why? That's because tax law does not permit to depreciate the assets beyond their service life or salvage value. But pasabot, at the end of its service life, ang iyang yung mabilin na value in the book value should be equivalent to your salvage value. Okay? So, say for example, for this problem on the 5th year, since you are basing on your multiplier at or your alpha at 30%, supposedly, ang imo untang i-depreciate na value is 720.30. But since ang imong i-depreciate is only 401 because you are not allowed, so you have an adjustment at this point. Okay? Usually, the adjustment happens on the last 2 years or on the last year of the depreciation period, no, or its service life. Okay, so I'll compute the DM or the accumulated depreciation. This is 0, this is 3,000, this is 5,100, this is 516570 plus 1,029,7,599 plus 401, this is 8,000. Also sad, ang very main use nga nung naate accumulated depreciation is to double check whether your yearly depreciation on a summary would be equal to the 8,000 nga last year na accumulated depreciation. So, with that kuan nga discussion, usually kaning multiplier should be provided in the problem, no? Any questions with regards to declining balance method? Tara? Or am I clear with the discussion on declining balance method sa video and compared today? Which is, kuan, clear ah? Wala ra may pangutana? So,
Yes,
mo
sir.
nag-chat, may nag-chat. Yes.
What if, sir, ba sa last na nga year kay iyang book value kay murag above gani sa iyang estimated salvage value, i-adjust gyapon na mo ang depreciation cost sa last year?
Yes. So, you should adjust it on the last year. Okay?
Okay.
So, say for
Thank you, sir.
example, maingon kang ang imo untang i-depreciate diri 720 raman. Kunya ang value pa nimo diri is around 3,000. So, your depreciation at this year should be equivalent to 1,000 to have the salvage value at the end of its service life at 2,000. Okay? Your adjustment should be either higher or lower. Okay? Okay, Rak, was that clear?
Yes, sir.
So, ana lang siya. And then for some problems, it would be stated na if the salvage value or the depreciation gani moingon tag gamiton ang kung panalitan at some point ng straight line method mas dako na compared sa declining balance method. So you will be using the straight line method, but that will be informed or part na siya sa given. Okay? Kaya sa imong good when it comes to providing a multiplier, especially when your multiplier goes down less than 150%, ang mahitabo nimo, a bulk of your depreciation would happen on the last year. Dako ra kay siya. So it requires an adjustment on the fourth and fifth year, but that will be provided. Any more question with regards to the declining balance method na solution? Wala ra? So, I'll proceed to double declining balance method. So for double declining balance methods, the same goes through computation when it comes to declining balance method. What actually happens when you have a double declining balance method is that your multiplier is equal to 200%. Therefore, ang imong alpha ana that is equal to 1 over n multiplied by your 200%. So, kung mingon tag DDB gani or double declining balance method, that is your constant multiplier is 200%. So therefore, what happens when you have a double declining balance method, no? Ang imong depreciation much earlier siya. So as you can see in the example, ang imong depreciation ma-end na siya on the fourth year rather than the fifth year. Why? Because ang imong multiplier dako man kayo. So usually, kung mingon tag 40%, dako kayo imong depreciation every year. Then on the fourth year, instead of having it at 864 na depreciation value, ang imo rang gi-depreciate in actual is only the 160. That is your adjustment. Okay? That is also to ensure na ang book value nimo at the end of its service life still is around $2,000. Okay? Any question with regards to DBM or the double declining balance method? So I'll compute first the DM, no, or the depreciation. This is 4,000. This is 6,400. That is 64 plus 1,440, 7,840. This is 8,000. And this is 8,000. Kaya wala na kay depreciation on the fifth year. So that what usually happens when double declining ka earlier siya. Any question or clarification? Ara? Pangutana mo ha kay mag quiz baya mo ani inig Sabado, and then ako activity to assess whether or not nakasabot mo or wala sa topic discussion at sa video recording. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Clear ra? So, coming on sa when it comes to the next na depreciation method which is the sum of the year's digit, basically mao ni siya murag sayon gid kay ni siya when it comes to computing your depreciation naman. So, number one, una, you'll have to get your SYD. Your SYD, kung maingon tag 5 years, you'll have to sum up year 1 up to year 5. Okay? So that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. That is equal to pila? 15. Okay? Kakuha ra? 15. So, say for example, kung maingon ta ang usually manggod mahitabo for sum of years digits, maingon man siya remaining dividing by the remaining useful life of the asset in the years digit, no? And then asset decreases man. So basically kung ingon tag decreases ang iyang assumption for its productivity should decrease. So kung ingon ta your multiplier or your denominator and your numerator is actually the reciprocal value of your decimal numbers, no, or your digits. So 5 kauna, 5 out of 15 ang iyahang multiplier, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Since ang atong assumption is decreases over time. So 5. Also, your 8,000 is your depreciable value. No? So, what happens kung ingon kung naamoy 10 years na service life? How do you get the digits? Anyone? What is the SYD if you have a 10-year service life?
55.
Giyan sa man yung pag-solve.
Gi-add ang 1 to 10.
Okay. So, usually, ana, that is 1 plus 10 divided by 10 divided by 2. That is, pila? Adili. 1, that is 1 plus 10, i-add nimo ang both ends sa imong numbers. Okay? 1 plus 10 times 10 nga numbers divided by 2 kay para makuha nimo imong middle. That is basically your 55. Sakto? Sakto ra ba? This is 10 over 2. Kay median man. So that is 1 plus 10 times 10 divided by 2. And do not manually add 1 plus 2 plus 3 until 10 to make your life easier lang. So your DM or the accumulated depreciation, this is 2666.67 plus 12133. This is 4,800 plus 16. This is 6,400. This is 64 plus 1066.67. This is 7466.67, and this is 8,000. So, any question with regards to SYD? Wala? Hello? Anyone? Pangutan na mo ha? Kaya usually, aray na mo mungutan na sir, unsaon din siya sir. So, let this be ka na murag interactive. Actually, I'm very open to teaching you how to mas makasabot mo sa topic. Wala ra?
Wala ra, sir.
So, I'll proceed with the SOM or the service output method. So, what happens when you have a service output method? No? Usually, ang mahitabo is that when you are trying to purchase an equipment, ang ihatag niya nimo is what you call as your service capacity. Kanang service capacity that refers to, sir, palitan ni siya nga machine. It can give you a service capacity of 1,000 for 10 years. Siya. Mana service capacity. There is also at some point in time wherein your service capacity or your actual output is greater than your service capacity. But your actual output, dili man na nimo siya adjust imong depreciation basing your actual output, no? So you should have your computations based on the output on the percentage iyang service capacity. Say for example this one, no? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sa example, so ang imong N and then imong output pila imong first year ani? 30,000. This is 60,000. 60,000. 50,000. This is 80,000. Your DN or depreciation. So kung maingon tag 250,000 or 55,000 minus 5,000 divided by 250,000 miles divided by 50,000. 50,000 divided by 250. So, ang imong cost per mile diri is around 0.2 dollars per mile, no? So, if you look at it, kung maingon ta og 30,000, that is, ang imong depreciation there is 6,000. 60,000 times kuan, that is 12,000. This is 12,000. 50,000 times, this is 10,000. 80,000 times, this is 16,000. So 30 plus 60 plus 60 plus 50 plus 80. So this is equivalent to 280. Your DM. So this is 6K. This is 18K. 30K. This is 40K. And this is 54K. Your book value, 49. 49 minus 18, that is 31 minus wrong book value 49 minus 12 eh. $49 minus 12, 49 minus 12, that is 37, minus 12, that is 25, minus 10, that is 15, and minus 16 is pila? 55 and 55, 49, minus 12, 37, minus 12, 25, minus 10, 20, 15, DN, 80,000 times 16, 54K. So, dapat na pa ni 1K, 55K man. Sakto ba? 12, 6 plus 12 plus 12 plus 10 plus 16. It is 50, 16. So your depreciation or total depreciation is around 56,000, which is basically not right, no? So what would happen is that mag-adjust na sad ka sa imuhang last year, since still you are not allowed to depreciate the value of an asset beyond its service life. Okay? So say for example, ang nahabilin ni mo diri na book value at so ang nabili ni mga book value is 15. So since ang imong pila imong salvage value should be 5K, so 10K ra imong hang kuandra, and then this is 50K, therefore this is 5K. Okay? So you have an adjustment on here. So dili ka ignon nga kuan ha, ang imong i-compute basihan nimo ang 280 kay mao imong actual. Okay? Because you cannot project magud succeeding years ba. So ang imong yung basis for your depreciation is based on the capacity, on yung service capacity. Kung ang actual is 280, your 30,000 excess output is a bonus na, or what you call an additional income na nanimo ba, but that should not be depreciated sa, okay? I clear with regards to my example. Anyone? Clear, ah? Hello? Napapuklas? Check kasi naputol na. Naputol ko, ah.
Wala ra, sir.
Sige. So, if you have walay question ha, I'll proceed to the last for the next topic. So, the next topic would be the Matheson equation. So, what is the difference between the Matheson equation compared to the sa declining balance method and the double declining balance method? there is one clear definition when it comes to the Matheson equation. You'll have to compute for the constant percentage wherein you'll have no more adjustments and every end of the year or the service life. So that is referred to as your K. So your CN is your salvage value and your CO is your first cost. The only limitations lang when it comes to the Matheson equation is that you should have always a salvage value because you cannot compute for the succeeding yun if you have no declining you have no walay value of k, no? So dapat crucial na imong salvage value sa imong given. So when it comes to, for example, this problem, actually your multiplier is around 27.52%. Comes with that 27.52%, imong i-multiply yan sa imuhang book value. Okay? So, ang imong book value diri mao gyapon imong i-multiply sa 27.52. So, kung makita ninyo, when you compute it basing on the Matheson na equation, you do not need any adjustment on the succeeding years or in the last year because that is already a constant percentage method wherein you do not need to have any more adjustments. Also comes with the Matheson equation that is also referred to as the declining balance method, not unless provided ang multiplier. Okay? Question with regards to the Matheson na solution. Wala ra? So if you have no question with regards to the Matheson equation, I'll proceed to the sinking fund method. No? So for sinking fund method, naara kay usa nga gi-consider diri nga factor. The factor na imong gi-add up diri is your interest rate. Okay? Also, when as you can see in the formula, your D or your CO and CN, that is your depreciable value. Okay? Because we know na F is equal to A, 1 plus I to the exponent of N minus 1 divided by I. No? The future value, mao ni imuhang CO minus CN. Kaya mao man ni imong gi-replace. You are disregarding your salvage value. Kay assume, di man na mawa nga factor nimo at the end of the service life sa imong asset, imo man na. So what actually you are trying to replace is the future value or the first cost minus the salvage value. Therefore, this is your D. So that is F I divided by 1 plus I to the exponent of N minus 1 equals to your D. Okay? So, kung mingon sad ka og accumulated depreciation, you are already considering interest in your accumulated depreciation. This goes by that F is equal to 1 plus I to the exponent of N minus 1 divided by I. This is your A. So, substitute lang ka sa D nimo and this is accumulated depreciation. So, kung mingon kag first year, this is 1. Kung mingon kag second year, this is 2. Okay? Basic definition or example is the problem, no? So, ang problem actually, ang paano siya? If you look at the problem, when it comes to the solution na, since we already know that the depreciation value is equal to 1477, no? Na, that is supposedly per year, maogi na imong depreciation value. But, ako lang ni siyang gibutang diri because ako na siyang gikonsideran og interest para better ang appreciation. So number 1, kung mayon kag what is the accumulated depreciation on year 2, that would be the 1477 times 1.04 kay kani siya mo kuan man siya compound og 1 year plus 1477. That will give you a value of 3013. Kakuha ra ana nga part. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So after that one, this is 3,013 plus 1.04 plus 1,477. Therefore, kani siyang 3,013 mo compound ni siya 1 period plus the depreciation nga 1,477 for year 3. So that refers to 4,611. Succeedingly, this is 4,611 times 1.04 plus 1,477. This is 6,272 1.04 plus 1,477. So therefore, main difference lang between sinking fund method and a straight line method. The sinking fund method, you are already considering interest or you are having a value of money na. Any question with regards to sinking fund method? This is the initial cost. So that ends the discussion on Module 4. No? Any clarification from the group? Open for discussion ta. Hello?
Sir,
Yes.
if walay salvage value, initial cost over useful life lang ang solution.
For?
If walay salvage value na i-state sa
So
pang.
if walay provided nga salvage value, 'di ba? Ang akong explanation was ang akong i-consider is the depreciable value man no. So kato siya, mao na tay magamiton. So the whole first cost is your depreciable value assuming that your salvage value is 0. Motto siya, when you are provided having no salvage value, maglisod ka og compute using the Matheson equation which is basically dili siya feasible when it comes to Matheson kay wala man kay constant percentage. Okay ra? Was that clear? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Anybody from the group? So anyway, nga di ko pasensya kay nasayop jud ko gahapon og post sa kong grado no. Apil yun ako ang activity nga 15 points to compute. Sige lang, ako na i-adjust. Also by, siguro after all of your quizzes will be recorded and checked, maghatag ko o kanang minimum requirement ninyo para makatrace mo sa final exam pila inyong score dapat for those na aiming for honors and aiming for quad katong na ay mga minimum grades requirement no para makakuha nilang scholarship. I'll consider those. Ano gun sa Any more question? Wala ra? Sayo na class? Hello? So also, you have an activity today. It will be open by around 10 a.m. No? And then it will close by 12 noon. So basically, ang activity is only 15 items. Those who will get 15 out of 15 will have additional plus points for the quizzes. Mga kuha na siya. Additional. Wala ra may question? Clarification. Nay, gilibugan, wala. No. Hello?
Wala ra, sir.
Sure. So, kindly type if wala may pangutan na para kuan. Wala. Bitaw ha, I'm very open when it comes to ask ka mga tana mo kay at least I'll be able to clarify no. And then last time nag-post man kog mga solution sa mga problems bitaw nga kanang katong with kanang number of respondents nga 50% or less ang nasayop kay para lang clarification lang sa topic. Okay? So if you have no questions, stop na ko recording. Human nag-attendance ang tanan? Mana? I'll
Dapat, sir,
stop the
ito.
recording ha. Kindly chat or comment your kindly comment your name and ID number for the attendance katong wala kay I'm checking on your attendance frequent every discussion na to ako i-check. Also on the recording akong gigamit is Zoom, so at least mas klaro man siguro ang discussion using Zoom. Okay na attendance, I'll stop the recording ha kay para ma-capture pa na. Nay wala pa ka attendance. I'll stop the recording.